So I've been arguing some politics lately. And people, oh my God, the confusion is just... Okay, first of all you would-be minarchist and anarchist types, you know, that affiliate yourself with the Republican Party. Well, because they're more in your direction. No, they're not. The Republicans have you guys fooled, man. They are a big government party. And they basically always have been. Big government. They just want to spend the money in the military-industrial complex, but they still want to spend your money. But they're against taxes. They're against taxes for the rich. They have revenue ideas. You know, that's the thing with Ron Paul. You guys are like, that love Ron Paul. Like, he introduced you to the fact that the world's kind of rigged. But why is he in the... He's in the Republican Party. He's accomplished nothing forever. He's just co-opting you guys into the Republican. Come in here. Yeah, we're against that. We're against big government. I know it looks big government. We're working on it. The thing is, really, society is about the ability to agree to disagree. See, I'm an individualist. I just had a guy, he's being reasonable, but he said to me, he just assumed, well, your worldview is formed through a collectivist idea set or something. No, I'm an individualist. I'm a rugged individualist. Off on your own. Let her read a story about shipwreck, you know. But what I found out in my criticism of government and the groupthink of government is, well, in philosophy, to consider political questions, fundamental, large-scale political, philosophical questions, we often refer to something called the state of nature, which is an idealized idea you can create. It's supposed to model what it's like, you know, in principle, in nature. And I found, looking back in that, both in that idealized sense and also historically, what the situation really seems, you know, like it was and is in those situations, there's not a lot of individual freedom. Human beings in that state are forced to band together into really tight groups where you end up playing a role in that group. It's not the modern sense of individual, and that's fine historically, but I'm into individualism, and so it occurs to me, individualism as we understand it is something we're creating. It's something that ironically is facilitated in large environments like in the city, right? You can agree to disagree. In a little tight-knit group, you can't do that. A disagreement over something minor, like who's the good artist, may end up having ramifications when you find it difficult to work together while you're doing something you need to do to survive. But in a modern urban environment, you could take that job and shove it, right? So it is in this large structured society with shared infrastructure that gives the individuality to the modern individual. I can go, you know what, I don't like this place. I'm going to leave, you know, I'm going to leave California and move to New York because of that big shared infrastructure. In that state of nature, you don't have that option. That's a real choice. You either do or don't have, and you need the infrastructure of society to have it, and you need to have it to be a modern individual with an extreme amount of individual freedom. Your whole village doesn't have to decide to migrate to New York. You can do it alone if you want to, as an individual, right? So I'm a libertarian, but I'm a progressive libertarian. Things like having a healthcare infrastructure, a mail system, an interstate road system, etc., education system, these things enhance my ability to act as a modern individual and make individual decisions, because I can agree to disagree. And as far as, oh, but you don't want to be in the agreement to help pay for the roads, then leave. That's right, love it or leave it. It's the new liberal mantra. Love it or leave it. Your grandparents or your parents or your great-great-grandparents, somebody joined this co-op of their own free will. And it's one of the benefits. They were told that their children would automatically be members if they like, right? You can emigrate from our country. You may leave this country. You are not forced to be enslaved. But if you are going to accept your membership, it is on the same terms as always, as it was for your ancestors that brought themselves here of their own free will, and then procreated you of their own free will and responsibility. And now you're in this cooperative, and if you don't want to share in creating our shared infrastructure, get off the property. So let me add, though, the love it or leave it thing is not because you disagree with me on politics. No. You can take part in your voice and you can vote. But people are saying, I don't want to pay any taxes. I want to be totally on my own. I want this cooperative to dissolve and give me the piece of property that I'm on or whatever. No. You are saying, I don't want to take part in any of them. We shouldn't even have to vote. I shouldn't even be bound by a group decision. I don't want to make a group decision. It sounds like you want to go off on your own.